Hello.
We're going to try that intro again.
Should we try again?
Uh-huh.
Who wants to lead?
I'll do it.
Yay.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Not Another BL Podcast. I'm Heatherly, or Red is Trying.
You're very good at this. Keep going.
Oh.
Kelly.
Oh, wait. Oh, hi. Why can't Hi, I am Kelly, also BL chef. Shannon.
I'm Shannon, also known as BL Gossip Girl.
Welcome. Not another BL podcast. I guess I could put it here somewhere.
I don't know.
I don't know how to do that. That's too much for now. We're doing this. This is a lot. This is great. This is great.
Yeah, we got this.
Is there anything in particular you've been hyper-focused on lately?
You had an idea, right, Shannon? Somewhat.
Oh, I was just thinking, like, all the conversations I've had this week are about plot devices and writing, and because like Only Friends dropped, and then the wedding. We had the wedding plan. Yeah. I haven't watched this week's episode because I just haven't had a moment. Yeah.
But you watched episode 4, which is when most of those conversations started.
Yeah. By 5, it kind of fizzles a little bit. I mean, not fizzles, but it's not as frustrating as 4 was.
Yeah.
4 was... and so I was just kind of like thinking about that stuff, kind of like, so we cannot talk today.
We can start back now. Yeah, so like episode 5 is much better with Wedding Plan. It's really episode 4 that's
it's a continuation of the storyline issue, but it's better than 4.
Yes.
Episode 4 is when the main, like, what are you doing storyline problems, I would not say start, but became very evident.
I wish I'd watched this episode because you guys mentioned like not liking what's her name, like being frustrated with her.
Yes.
So with her, I think what we found out, we did finally get a piece of information. If you haven't watched Wedding Plan, this is a spoilery. If you watch us, you're going to get spoiled. I think that's pretty clear.
So by the time this comes out, it'll be either almost finished.
That's right.
So
it'll be almost
so
special episode.
Hopefully you don't care if it gets spoiled by this point.
But like we find out, which is not satisfying, that the reason they're even getting married is because of Yua.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand how
why does she want to get married
is going to help.
She just wants to be free of her family.
Yeah. So this is
so that she can live the life that she wants with the girl that she loves.
Which is why I think he got so upset with Mom when she was trying to get them to move into the house, because he was like, no, the deal was we would be in my place. So I think the whole idea was he's getting her out of her family situation. They're going to get married. They'll leave them alone and they can live in their homes, and then they can just live the life they want to live. But how is he protect? I still doesn't make any sense. The lie still doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. So this is okay.
It makes sense for her family. It doesn't make sense for
not him.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for him. Like, he gets nothing out of any of this other than no. He literally gets nothing out of any of this.
But he doesn't need to lie. The lying does not further her goal.
The lie about what? To who?
To the lie to Nua.
Oh, yes. No, there's no... Okay, this is what has been frustrating to me, was just that it's what, it's the miscommunication trope, except there was no miscommunication. Someone just, like, literally did not provide any communication. And because I thought that this show had like so much potential, and I was really excited because we haven't really seen that many where it's like, hey, we are the cover for our own relationships. I was
Yes.
like, I was like, this looks pretty cool and everything.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Well, what gets me is, and what became very evident in this episode is that at any point, once he decided that he actually liked Nua more than just he thought he was cute, at any point, both him and Yua could sit Nua down and tell him what was going on.
Yeah, it was. But she told him. I know what you were saying, Red, in our chat, but she said multiple times, tell
Yeah.
him. Why won't you tell him? You should tell him. Are you going to tell him now? Like, how many times did she? Why? What was his reason? I do not understand.
I don't
Could she have
understand
been
why
like,
he
yeah,
kept
but she
it
doesn't have a
from him.
relationship with him.
My only guess would be that he wasn't necessarily keeping it from her or from him. He was more like just trying to enjoy the moments with Nua and not thinking about all the other stuff. But when Nua sat down and like actually asked him the question, he should have answered it with the correct answer.
How is it enjoyable if you are with someone who you know values marriage, is a wedding planner,
I'm very confident he wasn't thinking that way.
and
But
nor
this
can
is, he was taking the man on like dates. Like it was not
Yeah.
even it was
Yeah.
just, I just, there was,
oh no, you broke up.
it was nothing. I can't think of anything
Oh,
for it.
No, I'm not defending Loam at all. Like he should have told him many, 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 many times. My comment in our conversation was that I was more mad at Yua because like I was upset with Loam because he didn't tell him at all. But at least there was some sort of reasoning behind it, but not really. But Yua could have told him just as much as Nua could, or as Loam could.
I don't know. That feels weird to me because she doesn't
Yeah, but
really
that's
have
not her
any
responsibility. It's not even
Yeah.
her
It's not her
relationship.
Responsibility, but at the
He's
same
not trying to
time,
date
he
him.
was teasing Nua the entire fucking time.
Yeah, I hate that she
Well,
teased him, but I
he did,
don't
and then
think
she
it's
was
her
like,
place.
"Wait," she even said, "You didn't tell him yet." By that time, where she was like, "Dude, you still haven't told him." That was when Nua fled. So her like teasing, she was like, "Wait,
she teased him the whole time.
She teased him the whole time, even when like he was just trying to get information about the wedding, like what she wanted in the wedding, so that he didn't have to go to Loam. She just kept pushing him to Loam.
Cute little game that she was playing throughout.
Oh, I thought we already decided they were both like the moment she said about Maureen, where she was like, yeah, she was really torn up about our relationship, and remember, like she didn't even like you and all this stuff. And luckily I realized before I lost her. I was like, what do you mean you realized before you lost her? You let this woman think you were in a relationship with a man the whole time you were dating her. So
They're both not good people. They're just not good people. I'm just saying.
They're just not.
No, could do better. Like, what's he doing? Why? I get it. Like he checks a lot of the boxes that he's been looking for, but no, man. And I know, okay, I'm going to say, look, reality is, I might get hate for it. Every cheater's not a monster. I'm just going to say it. Do you know how I have people in my life who have cheated? I didn't cut them off of friendship. I didn't stop talking to them. It happened. It's a bad thing. You shouldn't do it, but it happens. And you get caught up in situations you don't intend to do that thing. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. Every cheater is not a monster. That's just what I'm going to say.
Things are not complicated, and life is complicated. Everything's always complicated.
Yeah.
Like, but same. I have friends as well, and then you always come down and you have to make the decision on your friendships and so on. Like, because there's some people where I'm like, no. Yeah. There's other ones where we're still friends. Yeah.
And then there was someone, I won't put their business on the street, in my life that was cheated on, but cheated on while she was doing all of these things for this person. Like this person came into this couple's life, and friend. I said too much. My person was like helping them, raising money. They had like they needed surgery. They helped raise money for the like did all of this stuff for this person, all the while they were cheating with their significant other. Like that is like low.
That's a level of commitment to something that I could not keep
I think
together
that's time to cheat like
on
that.
so many fronts. Like
And
the
that
odds.
person to this day, I got mad, called them out. They don't want to talk to me. They act like I'm that person. Because you know how you go to bat for your friends. And I was like, I'm not okay with this. Like the person that I know, like forgave them and moved on. And I was like, yeah, but I'm gonna tell you about yourself because and now to this day, this was years ago, they still won't talk to me.
Wait, which one? The
The cheater.
Oh, okay.
Because they think they're mad at me for speaking publicly about what I did. Everyone knew. Anyway, I got worked up there. But anyway, really went off on a tangent.
The whole point of this conversation, though, was that all of this could have been avoided with better writing.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And also, is it just me or it gets weird tonal shifts in the show? This because
Yeah.
Yes.
Like we said, like from the trailer, it looked like it had been a comedy. And honest to goodness, if it had been set as a comedy and Lom had been attempting to explain this situation to Nua and weird things kept happening that were funny, that were impeding this conversation.
Yeah.
That would have actually been enjoyable if it was like, dude, you got like hit by a shopping cart as you were literally explaining to him as you're like, I have something I need to tell you about, and you just get like taken out by a line of shopping carts. Like this kind of stuff, that would have been funny because that would have, I'm not saying getting hit, whatever. But like if there was just things happening to prevent him actually trying to say this stuff, this comedy aspect, it would have been like, oh my god, poor Lom, the poor dude's trying to get this out and he can never just like something's always interfering with it being said. And then you didn't have to have the like, am I a homewrecker night or not, because just the fact that this was never clarified and they were having these cute romantic moments, all this kind of stuff would have been enough for someone to leave. But you would have had the comedy aspect of this guy being like, I am trying so hard to tell this man that I'm not actually dating my future wife, and it's just going so badly. I would have really, my eye. I would have enjoyed that.
Or even not comedy-wise, just give it either a more concrete reason of why he couldn't tell Nua, or
maybe a reason.
Circumvent all of that and tell Nua and use them being together to fight whatever the actual problem is. Like, there's many ways they could have put in either telling or not telling better than how they chose to do it. It was like the most lackluster way of doing it.
It was so late. It was lazy. And I know people argued with, first of all, we all agree it was billed as a romantic comedy. I got argued with
after this episode with Sun, I understand the comedy a little bit more.
It was super funny. But also, like, if you've got this plot device, as you said, Shannon, and this is the crux of what everything is hanging on. You didn't choose to go super serious and make it like, I can't tell my mom, we could lose everything. Like, you didn't make it something weighty like that. It was literally just, I'm doing this because my friend asked me to. And my friend is actually okay with me telling you, but I'm choosing not to for no reason that I would like to explain to anyone. And it's clear episode 4 was a tipping point. It went on too long. I think even if it had been that lame, but we got it in episode 4. What happened in episode 4 is they made the choice to have him sleep with him.
Yep.
And just pursue him relentlessly. And at the same time, talk about how he was going to tell him. Even if just one of those things hadn't happened, maybe it would have been better. But all of those things happened. And then to come to 5 and him be like, well, all right, I guess it doesn't matter whether we get married or not. I really like him, so I'm just going to go tell him.
Everyone been telling you to. I can't.
And it's like, who is this for?
Yeah.
Because he left you now? Because you may never see him again? Because now it's too real? and so now you gotta like be forced into a decision, and he's never gonna truly trust you because the whole first part of this was a lie.
Yeah.
The whole seriously, that one conversation where she was explaining how she didn't lose Maureen, and I was like, you people suck. I was just like, God,
Yeah, I think what I told you guys, I was like, this is rich people games that I would not understand.
Yes, that part.
did we all? Because
Yeah.
I was even like,
That's a game I just don't
people
understand.
shit.
Yeah. And like, so the what saved it this episode for me was his family. His family is really fun and funny. The boyfriend of his cousin cousin
They call them brothers, but they're
cousin brother.
cousin brother.
His cousin is really cute. Son was the son of the episode.
Yeah.
Like, even when I wanted to be mad, Son would be like come in and just be so funny. And
Yeah.
I'd just be like, okay, I'm fine.
Also, they're like not torturing, but kind of torturing. He's getting through a hazing purpose right now.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because you like get the justification of like, good, he's getting some sort of payback for all the crap that he's put Nua through.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's really funny because Son is there being like, now you have to do it because he's been doing it for like 4 years.
Yeah, trying to win the family over because he's like, they take relationships seriously in this family, and so you got work to do. And Son didn't even come in with a problem. He's just trying to get in. Just
he just wants in.
So yeah, I think also
them hazing him, driving him. They made him sit in the back of the truck, and they drove him really crazily up the mountain. And the guy's like, "Sorry, I don't know how to drive." he's like in the back of the truck, and he's like, looks like he's gonna fall out of the truck. It
was they were more. This is why I'm mad too, because everything is there for this to have been like something you watch over and over again that was super fun and cute. Like, how do you mess up a romantic comedy?
If they would have had him, so like in episode 4 when he was like drunk and Nua told him he didn't want to hear him talk or whatever, if he would have been like attempting, like if it looked like he was actually trying to tell him and Nua kept shutting him down, I would have been significantly less mad. All they had to do was him be like, I really want to tell you this thing, or I really want to say this thing, and Nua would be like, I don't want to hear it. And like keep shutting him down. And then if it progressed from there, it's a bad choice for all, but at least he tried.
If there had been anything that had popped up that would have laid a barrier for long to have spoken about it.
Yeah.
Any freaking thing.
Oh, it's here. Oh, it's been here. Oh, I'm going to pause for a second. My snacks are here.
Wow. Oh.
That's going to make no sense. I had to get my snacks, guys. We're back.
I forgot.
We were wedding planning.
I was about to say, and as we know from the last podcast episode, you can't rewind live recordings. So.
Hey, but I made that my clip, so you can rewatch it as much as you want.
Still think that's some BS.
You know, there's pineapple soda.
Mm-hmm.
Pineapple. Yeah. It's not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
It's not. They're not affiliated with us.
Not getting our money.
We're not getting their money.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, in your face. Sponsors. We won't make money off of you today. Capitalism. I don't know. Okay. What were you talking about?
Right.
Expected shout out from us if you ever did want to sponsor.
I'll turn it around when you're ready.
Did you guys hear that?
I did.
Yeah, what is that?
So they do a lot of racing up and down the one road by my house, and then like a lot of my neighbors, they do the one thing to the car to make it like loud.
They soup up the cars.
forget what it is. My one neighbor was like, I got my new car. You want to come drive with me? I was like, okay, cool. Holy fucking shit. No, not anymore. Terrifying. It was really
You
fast.
ride in those cars. You do not converse in those cars.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I like life.
It reminds me of Cutie Pie when what is it? Oh, I forgot the characters' names. But when Nua and Z's character, whatever, those people were in
Yeah.
he took them in the car and they were driving around,
Yeah.
and Z's character was like, "Oh God." No, sir. And Nua's like, yeah. He's like,
I can't say anything. I used to race cars with my dad.
You used to race cars? Why am I not? I'm not surprised. New lore. Okay. Cool. What else? What else don't we know?
Listen, you get your cults and I get my cars. Just drop it.
And I sing and dance. I wanted something.
Kelly's like the most wholesome one on this line.
No.
Oh my
God. What were we talking about? We were talking about wedding plan.
We were talking about wedding plan, but we can move on to something else. Did you guys want to talk about like
friends?
I know that's what I was going to ask.
I don't want it to be all only friends though, because there's just been a lot of discourse.
Well, originally you wanted to talk about how like the writing of that versus the writing of wedding plan.
And I realize
it feels different.
I realize it's only like an episode, but one of the things I think Only Friends is doing well is really, really strong characters. So there's so often I'm like, you can have a weaker plot, but if you have like really well developed characters, they will carry that storyline through. And I think one of the issues with Wedding Plan is the plot didn't know what it was doing, especially in episode 4, and the characters were not strong characters. So it was kind of like
they weren't strong enough to carry it.
Yeah. They couldn't get us through that hurdle.
I'll say that just to stay within her universe, I think Boss and Null in particular, even though that it wasn't a strong plot in their storyline, right? But people were so enamored with the characters themselves that we would watch them do anything.
Yeah.
Because the characters were clear. We fell in love with those characters and we fell in love with those characters together. And so it was sometimes an episode of them just in their houses discussing school and work. Like if you really break down some of those episodes, that's what we were watching. But we were like, yes, discuss more school and work and then sit on the counter and sing a cappella to each other. We're into that. Like any other, if they did that in this, it would feel super cringe, or another two wouldn't work so well. But they knew who they were and they knew what their world was. And so we were just like, cool, whatever you guys do is great.
It's like they didn't focus enough on either the plot or the characters for this to work well enough to carry us.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think. So I'm going to use I Told Sunset About You as the example. Again, you Kelly Big Side. That one has really strong characters and a really strong plot. So even at the points where you are furious at characters, the plot is still pulling you through. And then vice versa, when the plot has kind of slowed down and it's just focusing on the characters are strong enough and the relationships have been built enough that's pulling you through the slower moments of the plot. I think it's really good. And so Only Friends is one episode, so we don't really know. But from one episode, what makes me go, wow, you did a really good job of building characters is the amount of videos and tweets. And everything I am seeing deep diving into these characters. And I'm like, damn, we got an episode with how many main characters? And you got, and like dissertations being written about all of them based off of details and like the way the actors are portraying them, the stuff they've said, the other, and I'm like, so to me, I'm like, you did a really good job. Really good job of
you did a really good job at hooking us into trying to associate ourselves with anybody in that group.
Yeah.
Also, I would say the details things because, and they spoke about it on Twitter. I'm not calling it that other thing. They spoke about on that app that they were intentional with every single detail. So it's so then it gave us license. Before we were like, oh, we're being over analytical, and then we were like, oh no, we're allowed to be okay.
And it was
game on, like let's go, because and I wouldn't have made those comparisons, but now that you do, like that is what I told Sunset did as well. They were every single thing had purpose and meaning. It wasn't just on screen, from the colors to the symbology to the like art on the wall. Everything had depth and meaning, and so I see that in Only Friends too.
Yeah, which I mean, I really expected nothing less from P. JoJo, but it's really nice actually seeing it like in a show like this, you know, where it's messy, but like it's a messy that you want to follow versus a messy that you want to burn.
I really enjoy deep diving into shows and characters and all this stuff. I am the person though who I am just there for the first episode, unless it's like a mystery, and then I'm like, ooh, what are the clues? So I'm just kind of like sitting and waiting because I'm like, okay, you gave us a universe so far, and we don't know. We don't have, so to me, I'm like, we don't have any other pieces to this universe.
Hey, you just have the groundwork.
And one of the things I thought was clever, I was going to make a video about this, but my week has been absolutely insane that I haven't had a moment to. I thought that the titles, so one, Mew is a unreliable narrator, and then I thought that all of the titles given to each of them was actually a red herring. And so I wanted to make a video about how like these titles are purposefully given to us of all of these people so that that's what we focus on when it comes to them, but it's not actually like, you know, like he said he was a table.
I was about to go there. Go ahead. Yeah.
And I'm like, sir, you go out every single night with your friends. Like, you.
Also, sorry. Go ahead.
No, what was it?
I was going to say also as table holder, you are the center. You are this is where everyone goes back.
Where everybody comes back to.
Where they congregate around you. You have made yourself the focal point of this group. Just
he's the linchpin.
Table. Yes.
A linchpin. Very clever. But you also see it in the next day when they have the school group project. I haven't seen so many people talk about classroom with the group project, but he was in charge of that group. He was the one and what is he doing with us? Setting Ray up to have income coming in from this group project they're going to do. And there's like all these sort of detailed things where I was like, this man is very much put together, very organized, and he's on top of these things. So I'm like, if he didn't want to be going to this bar, he would not be going to this bar. And I don't think we know enough about Lookjun's character, the female friend. I don't think we have really enough with her yet. And they said she was the dancer, and that to me felt like, you know, she's like the carefree one, and I'm like, I feel like her backstory is gonna wreck us. And then who else was there? Top tier. Yeah. Okay. So, who was it? Oh, top tier is Forrest. And they're like, oh, you know, he's like this dude. But they keep comparing him to Boston, and they're not painting Boston in good light. So it was very interesting to me that they're like, oh, Top is like a top tier person. I'm like, but y'all are just calling him a HOE. Can we say that on here? You're just calling him a hoe. Like,
yeah,
you're saying Top. It was so interesting the way they would say this. I'm like, you're not showing this dude in the best light. And then, you know, Boston was the hunter. That man got picked up twice.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I was pointing out. Like, even when I did the voiceover for that scene, I was like, Nick initiated all of this. Nick initiated it, not Boston. And everyone's
Yeah.
like, yeah, Boston's getting his man. I'm like, no, Nick got his man. What are y'all
Yeah.
talking about?
Every
Boston
time.
was just like, all right, cool. Bet.
He's just taking advantage of opportunities. Like he's not
Mhm.
that's literally all he's doing.
Yeah. And I was like, every time he initiated, it didn't follow through.
Exactly.
Because somebody kept interrupting him no matter what. Or it was either
Well,
the person
Top.
he was talking to.
I'm
Or
not sure if he was actually initiating something with Top there with the sync thing, or if he was just being like, remember us? We're the same.
Yeah.
So I want to see more between him and Top.
I
Yeah.
need to see more of that. I'm not sure he was trying to pick him up at that point, but I don't
Yeah.
think he wasn't encouraging anything. Like he wanted him to redirect his attention back to him,
Yes.
but not in a let's go home now kind of way. It was more like a remember us,
That's
remember
what.
me. Like
Yes.
Where are you?
we had this already.
That's what I was thinking.
But the
And
first person he would have gotten, he just got taken
Well,
away
Drake,
by
and
friends.
then Drake picked him up. Yeah.
No, I meant the very first
Yeah.
one.
No,
But
I know what you meant.
Oh, yeah.
I was adding to.
Kind of. That dude had a boyfriend.
Yeah, that he
He was
invited.
hitting on someone who was taken. He was like, "Oh, is he cute?" So I was just looking at Boston. I was like, "Dude, you okay?" Like, and
He
then
still
who was the
invited
next
him.
one? Ray. It said is the drunk, and then immediately in the episode they're like, "Oh, he's a lightweight," and he gets like all emotional when he drinks. Now I don't think I've had enough on his drinking. I haven't seen day drinking from him.
Mhm.
I've only seen him drinking when out with friends,
And
and
then hungover. Like
then-
we've only seen that.
and so to me, I don't know what everyone else's college experience was. I learned after sharing with some people it was not all the same as mine. That was what I saw was so incredibly normal for the level of alcohol involved in college and
Yeah.
going out. Like
I would say he just reminded me of the problem. Like if you're all going drinking, there's one that's the problem. The one that goes
wanderer.
to that doesn't know their line. Now I have drag racing going on. That doesn't know their line. And so like you can all go out, drink, have a good time, but that there's that one person that just goes too far consistently.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the frustration point. That's who I think he is.
I can
The one
name
that
them.
doesn't.
Yeah, I have quite a few that I could name in my little.
I can name those ones, and then I can name the ones that we all thought had an actual drinking problem.
Yeah. And I think in my post, what I maybe didn't make clear, I just didn't like the characterization that leaving the person who's drunk makes you a bad person. So I went further and deeper, but we don't know these characters.
Yeah.
So I don't know that man has a drinking party. I just was like, whoa, this narrative feels harmful to people who have had to do that. And I just want to be like, that's okay to do that. That is okay. You are not,
I think sometimes I think a lot of that conversation had to do with the fact that we didn't see how often that happened other than they called him a drunkard.
Yeah.
You called him a drunkard and then turned around and called him a lightweight. I'm like,
that was weird. That was a weird.
Like, I was very, very confused.
What it is, like Shannon said, we don't. What I think is going to be challenging for people is I think people are getting stuck in their theories, and they're already, even before it came out, even when it was just a preview, people already started defining characters in their mind, and we have to be willing to let everything we think is happening go, in an instant, because I think it's going to take us on a ride. And I don't think we're going to stay in one spot. And these characters are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And if you emotionally connect to a character that you've decided they are in episode 1, this is going to be a different experience for you.
And that's so like right now, I've really enjoyed it. And I have like theories. I want to do like a bingo just out of theories and like see how far it can carry me. But I do think it's like that point where like it was just world building right now and character like setting and stuff. I'm really excited for this week because I'm like
I want to get like into the actual meat of whatever is gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Like I loved the first episode. It laid a lot of groundwork and a lot of interesting plays were made. like the way people view people and then how they actually are, I think are actually two different things in this show.
Yeah.
I'm not making theories on who they are and their backstory and all that. Like, I'll wait for that, but like what I saw versus what they said were very different in a lot of situations. And I'm like, and then people's reactions to it was so wildly different than mine. And I'm like, okay, well, the next episode will probably tell me more about what this story is going to do and what it's going to be about. But
I love when shows do this. This is some of my, when like it just ignites fandoms and then everyone is involved and talking and changing the whole thing. And then, that's the fun. That's when I'm like, oh, I'm so happy I do this and I get to make a video and we get to talk about it. It was the shoot, what happened at Ray and Sand, that
they're gonna be my favorite pair. I can already tell.
I just wanted to say that Ray has the most confidence. Like that, like the way that he literally woke up in someone else's home and his first thought was, this is poor people fabric. I can feel that this is low quality stuff touching my skin. And then
that poor boy shirt,
that was
great. That was a great touch.
And then I was like, he insults this man. Well, first he's like, well, I guess if you like took advantage of me, it's okay because you're hot. And I was like, dude, no, pause.
So messed up.
So messed up. I was like, is Ray not getting any action? I don't even know what was going on. I was like, it just seemed like such a weird.
If he's holding out for Mew, then he's not getting anything.
Yeah, Ray doesn't. If he's drinking like that every time they go out, when's he getting out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly, because it's gonna. And then, what was the thing that happened? Oh, and then when he sees him again at the bar, and like still insults him, and then, is like, oh, being all flirty and stuff. I was like, where did this confidence come from? Because you called him like broke, you called him, a thief, like all this kind of shit, and then you're showing up like. Did he ask if he had a cigarette? He was like, "Do you have a cigarette?"
Lighter.
And
a lighter.
Put his hands behind his back. That was the move for me, and said,
"Yeah,
light it for me."
Uh-huh.
And I was like,
"What?"
I would have walked away.
Damn. But
Sam
was
like, you can. I would have handed the lighter. I would put the lighter on the ground and walked inside and be like, "You can do it yourself."
That works, man. It worked on Sam. Sam was like,
yeah. I just had a moment where I was like, Sam, where is everyone's, like, I don't want to say self-respect because it's college, this is what you do. But I was like, Sam, come on. Ask for something more. But that part, though, I will say, my favorite part of the episode was Top taking the microphone and Sam being like,
that made me laugh so much.
Every time people say something's cringe, I'm like, I don't get it. That's not cringe. That for me was cringe. That is what cringe
I was like doing this.
I would have.
I was all curled up. I was like, no.
I was like, no, if you'd only like.
Is that me?
Pulled out a guitar sing or something. I was like, anything but this.
I thought he was gonna start singing and it'd be like, okay. But then like when he started actually just talking, I was like, no, we don't talk. We step away from the microphone.
This is what happens when people are like, we don't want any more guitar confessions. I was like, then we get this, guys.
Yeah. This is guitars, please. I like guitars. We have way more people.
What I thought was interesting was his thought process that, oh, he wants a relationship. Oh, this is what romantic things look like in like the movies and stuff. Like this overture, this romantic thing that I'm doing. See, I'm publicly claiming. Like I could see in his head.
Yeah.
Yes. I could see in his head, because just the way he had swagger when he was doing it, he was like, check me out. Look at how amazing I am.
Just like he's done it before. Sand watched him do it before.
Huh?
I do wonder if Sand watched him do that before.
Oh, possibly. I don't know. He didn't seem interested in relationships. It seems like this is.
But like he could do some sort of grand gesture without that.
Just trying to pick someone up for a night.
MO.
That was the thing. His his conversations with Boston, I'm on Boston's side. Boston was like, hey, this is my friend. My friend is like this. And in the beginning, Boston was very much like, dude, you can try, but you're not going to get anywhere with my friend. And then later on, he was like, hey, my friend's not like that. So if you're trying to do what you normally do, please move on. Like, because that's not what my friend is like. And then, Top made comments where he was essentially like, no, I will sleep with him.
Yep.
And I was like, what? And then Top Boston again is like, you and I are alike. So basically, like, let's stay with each other. Let's stay with the people who know what they're getting into and leave me alone. And then he was like, no, blah, blah. And then Boston was like, okay, well, then I will be there comforting my friend because you're not shit. And this isn't, this is going to be. That is how I read that scene.
Oh, no, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Other people did not read the scene that way.
Well, this is the thing. Okay, so I think there's a push to try to find a sympathetic character in this. And I think no one will be fully sympathetic. They're all going to walk the line. They're going to be fully both things, I think.
They're all more gray.
Yeah.
Which is like my favorite kind of character. So
I think Top is intrigued. I think Top got intrigued when he's, when he was like, I don't want to sleep with you. Let's have ice cream. And like asked him about himself and like showed interest in him for more than his body. I think he is legitimately intrigued by that. But at the same time, his goal is to sleep with him. And I don't know that he truly sees anything past it. I don't think he really wants to date him. I think he knows dating him is the only way he can sleep with him.
Yeah.
What did a week's worth of like, look, I brought you a snack and a book. And then he was like whipping out a microphone and was like, aren't I just the greatest? Wouldn't you be so lucky to date me?
Which is why Mew said, I'm good at reading people. I'm good at he has to know what's going on. He has to know what this is. And he was like, date you? Like, what?
When he said that, I was
he knew what was going down. Like even that when they went back to the house, because he had a headache and he needed water, and then he's like, I don't have a headache, right? He's like, yeah, I know, and he was like, it was like he read from the whole time. That's why this entire little dance I don't understand yet, right? Because I was like,
the whole dance is
the whole time. The whole time.
The whole dance is just Top. Top is doing a dance, and Mew is like.
Yeah,
come here.
I'm gonna give me John Tucker Must Die vibes. Like
I was trying to think of the name of one that like matched what the vibes I was getting. John Tucker Must Die, very much so. Yeah.
Which I mean, I like that vibe. It's just the addition of Boston the conversations with Boston throw me off because when Boston's with all of his friends, he almost looks like he doesn't care about anything. Like nothing that they're talking about, nothing that's going on around them. He's kind of like in his own little world, just kind of part of the group.
Yep.
But then the moment Top put himself in there, he's like, what is happening here? Get yourself back out of this.
Okay, I have a slightly different read on Boston because I think Boston is hella smart. And I think Boston is like the friendship is little like game pieces that he can move around sometimes. And he thought he was playing a game with Top. But then Top stayed longer than he was supposed to. He infiltrated the group in a way he wasn't supposed to. And he took an interest in Mew in a way that he wasn't. Like when he first sits down at the table with them at the bar, and you see Ray get pissed off and you see like all that interaction and Boston's smiling.
Yeah.
He's so into the chaos he created. Like that. So not completely disinterested.
No, I mean, just them by themselves is when I'm like, he looks like he's not interested. And it's not until he's playing the game that he looks like he's interested in the people that he's around. That's what I mean. But yeah, I'm with you.
I know we just slightly disagree on this. I still think that Boston, like, I think what the thing with Top and with Mew, somehow something he was trying to do, I think pretty probably obvious, was to tease Ray by bringing like Top in. Yeah. But That's just that one scene from the trailer where he's being kicked into the pool and he says a guy like Top wouldn't even go for Mew without me.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't even be able to get a guy like Top without me. And he looked so like, and I just keep watching that. I'm like, man, I really do wonder what the hell happens. That is because I feel like we're already seeing Boston be like so fucking annoyed at Top right now. So I'm like, what happens after this to just make this man look like he has lost his everything?
If he is playing a game and these are the pieces and the game keeps, and usually he wins, I wonder if it just pisses him off because this game isn't going right.
Yeah.
And he is in control, or he thinks he's normally in control. And in this moment, he's not.
The plot twist is going to be Mew and Top are getting back at Boston about something. That's the plot twist.
I had thought, because I think everyone's kind of confident that Top and Boston are going to have another hookup. I had thought that Boston was going to do it to prove a point to his friends.
As like that. Sorry, go ahead. I thought it was a flashback, not a present day.
I think it's still up for interpretation.
It might still be. So it could be a flashback, but
that's what I assumed.
I expected if it was going to be a flashback that it would have been in this episode when he was talking to them after.
They're slow rolling.
They didn't.
Well, what's the one was they took the trailer parts, then they took the part of the trailer where Top is talking to Ray and Mew and like takes Mew away from the party. That shirt that Ray is wearing, you see it in a scene in the car with sand. So everyone's like, okay, so before or after that interaction happened with Top and Mew, Ray and Sand are hooking up in a car. And they matched the clothes of Top and what's his name? Boston to that same scene, to the hookup in the car scene. So somewhere before or after that scene, based on clothes, it looked like there was another. But I don't. Yeah, it could be a red herring in the trailer.
Yeah, so. I don't trust anything.
I don't. I only use trailers to see how far in the storyline they decided to send you clips in the trailer. That is the only time. That's the only reason I look at the trailer.
They used so much of the trailer in episode 1 that I was like,
we have no idea what this show is.
No. This show is going to be a ride.
I was like, if we get another large chunk of the trailer scenes from episode 2, we're screwed. We have no clue. Everyone's theories, everything are wrong because we've got nothing from later on in the plot. Like we're just.
Yeah, I hope people don't get too tired. I think Sincerely was like, you don't know any of these characters, you guys. she was like, people are fighting. You don't know these people.
People have been legitimately fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, too soon. Why? It's a show.
One
episode.
One episode. What was I gonna say? I was thinking about how Be My Favorite tricked us every week, and I fell for it every week. Every week, I was like, "Oh, I see what's coming." Nope, that's not what's it.
That's not what's coming.
They really did with that. Oh God, I love To Be My Favorite so much. But I was really happy they tricked us every week because it was so pleasant.
Yes.
I really thought every week I was like, this is when it happens. This is when it turns. And then I was like, oh, okay. It was what's that show? It's like a healing show or something. Is that what they call them?
Comfort shows?
It's Comfort. It's like Move to Heaven.
Oh, the actual name of show. That I would know.
What do you mean that?
A genre of show is what you're saying?
That's an actual show.
People like refer to it as like a healing show. You like watch people go through things and grow in the show, and then you're like, oh, this is I think that's what they call it.
I'll take your word for
that. Someone leave a comment and agree with me.
I don't know.
I'm not disagreeing. I just don't know.
No, but I need someone who does. I'm like, drop it in the comments.
I don't know. I've never heard anybody call Move to Heaven a healing show based on what I know about the show. But that doesn't mean it isn't. It just means that the people I talked to did not call it that.
That was, oh man, every time I see like one of those, things where it recommends different genres of shows. They're always like a healing show, and then boom, that one pops
Oh.
up. Which
Interesting.
did you watch Move to Heaven anyone?
I don't know.
Not
Oh
yet.
no. Oh.
Sorry.
It's on my
Very good.
ever-growing list of shows.
Yeah, I actually watched the first 2 episodes and then got distracted.
Wow.
I was watching a lot of K-drama at that time.
Watched on an airplane. I downloaded those episodes to watch on an airplane, and I was stuck next to someone as my children slept in a seat next to me and on my lap, and I sobbed uncontrollably. And then there was a
My
stranger.
sister told me that I need to watch it because she loved it, which means I was supposed to cry, and so I didn't watch it.
What I saw, I really enjoyed, but I was
Very
watching
good.
3 or 4 K-dramas at the same time, and it fell off my list, I think.
Very, very good. I think he's. Before I say this, let me just make sure that he's who I think he is, because I think he was.
Yeah, he's in something else that is very good.
Well, I think he was in a BL. I think he's the one.
A BL?
Oh, yeah. So like so many of the like big Korean actors now, they all
Are MBLs? No.
yeah, like way back. What?
Okay, Shannon, you are
I'm gonna need you to either clarify or give me examples.
clarify that, like who, what, where, how many.
What's the thing?
I will not say so
Waikiki?
many.
You know, Welcome to Waikiki. The guy
Yeah.
who's always saying, the guy with the car, Rebecca, his car that's always breaking down. BL, very famous one by like a really well-renowned director. It was a 3-film series. I think he's in like the second one of the films about like a one-night stand. It's really good.
That's not so many. This is where you lost us.
This guy, also a BL done by a phenomenal, again, director. I'm trying to find the name for you. It's like something Friends, but I'll find it. And then I keep having this happen where like now I go, you were in one too. So yeah, they keep popping up. I'll find all the, but these two off the top of my head, I know there's more. There's a lot more.
You just lost me at the so many. I believe you. I believe that there are several.
I believe there are some. Yeah. I would like to know the names of the shows so I can watch
Me
them.
too. I'm curious.
I will. I could get you. Yeah, because the one it's there's 3 films. I watched all 3 of them. They're good. And then he's in the middle one, the like middle film.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other dude was a romantic comedy. Wait. Kind of, I think. Yeah. It was been a while since I watched the dude from Move to Heaven. He's also in Taxi Driver, the one show that I really like. Yeah, he was in a really
There's another Korean drama he's in that I enjoyed, but I can't remember. We could look, but
Signal.
my brain.
No, not that one.
No.
You just
I
name
really
them?
enjoy mysteries and like thrillers, which is also why I'm looking forward to the new GL coming out called. Well, fuck it, I forgot what it was called because I wasn't planning on talking about it. But it looks so good from the nothing that I know of the plot, but just that it's supposed to be a mystery and a GL. They already have my support. I need to know that. The Last Case is called The Last Case.
Why did I think I saw him in something and now I don't see it? This is gonna make me crazy. Okay, we need to. Let's move on because I will search and
This
search
is
for my
Shannon's
answer.
You triggered her research brain.
I did this one. I'm sorry. That was
I
me.
swear I saw him in another. What is it? Keep going. Let's
I don't know what
another
to-
Put
topic.
your phone down.
I can't. I will when you trigger my brain to do something else.
I don't know what to trigger it to
Please
do.
help me.
Oh my gosh. You want to talk about Hidden Agenda?
Oh, I didn't
What
watch
now?
Hidden Agenda.
You haven't? Not
I
yet?
haven't watched any of Hidden Agenda.
Oh, that's
yet.
right. You haven't watched any of it.
So I do want to say something about it, though, because I saw people like this is what I'm afraid of. Only Friends is great. We've only gotten one episode, but it all these shows are different. They're different genres of BL. Like all BL is not created equal. And I swear to God, if we can push this situation, I will burn it all down. Like, please, can we not? It got so annoying when everything was, well, that's not Kim Porsche, and that's not Kim. No, it's not Kim Porsche, because Kim Porsche is Kim Porsche. It is a very different movie or show than a hidden agenda. Why on earth would hidden agenda be like only friends? They shouldn't be alike. They're different and they're good for what they are. I just saw like a couple of reactors start like comparing it, and they were like, "Oh, this isn't the same as it was last week because I watched Only Friends," and I'm like, "What? What does that have to do with anything?"
Oh, I do know what you're talking about. Okay. I was like, what? Why would they say?
Sorry. I'm sorry. I was in the middle
they
of the
watched
rant.
Only Friends first, and they were like still in Only Friends brain. Okay.
Yeah, they started Hidden Agenda. Only Friends came out, and it's not just them. I've heard a couple of people say this, and then they're like hidden. And I get it. Let me calm down. I'm gonna calm down. Only Friend, or after watching Only Friends on Saturday, Hidden Agenda will hit different now that it's been introduced. But for me, it's just two different shows. I'm weirdly protective of it.
Because of June Duncan. You're like criticize it at your own risk.
I'm realizing it right now.
I think it's how we also felt about Be My Favorite. It's like when people are focused on something and then they're like downplaying something else because of the other thing. I was like, they're not related. They don't have to be compared every time you watch something.
I think what I like, okay, let me calm down. What I like that Hidden Agenda is doing that I don't want to get lost, because it's not in Only Friends. It is more in the typical BL genre thing, which we still need, and we're still going to get. Can't see.
I'm not.
Okay.
We can hear him. We just can't see him. You're good.
We just can't see him. What we're getting is they're not the same way we complained about Hidden Agenda and its miscommunication and its really annoying plot devices. It's not doing that. It is having such clear communication. There's been relationship progression that has been steady, that's made sense each episode. The chemistry that's there, like, and I heard in the last interview they did, we haven't even got to the Hidden Agenda yet. There are multiple hidden agendas according to June, and we don't even, he was like, no one's even like caught on to them yet, which understandable, because they're very enjoyable to watch, and we're just like, oh. I forgot that the show was even titled that. Like, I was just like, they love each other. I'm happy.
Every episode, I'm like, what exactly is the Hidden Agenda, though? Because every time I think I can figure it out, they answer a question. I'm like, well, that's not hidden. They just straight out said the things.
That's the thing. That I do not, the way June was talking in that interview I was watching, it is the red herring. Us thinking him trying to get with Zoe is the hidden agenda is not, and that relationship was always going to be like, that's not the real mover.
I like that they did that.
Yeah. So he's like he doesn't think anyone's picked up, and there are multiple hidden agendas going on.
This feels like a challenge, and now I think I need to watch the show.
Well, I mean, you should have anyway. It's basically just June dunking.
It's very, it's got a lot of June dunking, but also like it's satisfying to watch a BL that does not do. And I think it was you, Shannon, that said we like moved beyond these tropes, or we grew out of these tropes. I don't know if it's you or someone in the comment section. But it's just really satisfying to see them not get caught up in miscommunication. The conversation they had where at the lunch table where he pulls Joke away and says, look, like, oh, it was such a, he's like, look, I know
really like that.
Your heart's in the right place. I understand what you were trying to do. Dean, you good? okay. Your heart's in the right place. I know what you were trying to do. Like, I know that you're upset right now, so you can't hear me. So I'm just gonna tell you why this is an issue.
Mhm.
And he like was like, you, oh God, so many shows have like the desirable one, like bully them into doing stuff they don't want to do, following them around in ways that make people uncomfortable. And he was like,
Lump.
exactly. And he was like, I'm going to eat what I want to eat. I know you want me to try new things, but you, and I also like that the friends were like, yeah, you can't do that to our friend.
Yeah.
You are not going to sit in front of me and tell him what food to eat. Like, red flags, red flags. And
Right.
they didn't wait and they didn't let it happen. So everyone said the friend getting upset at the table was extra. And I get it to a point, but
Yeah.
also no. Like, yes, yell at that person, advocate for your friend, go
Yeah.
off. I was like, go, friend, best friend, go. Like, don't let him talk to him that way. I'm very passionate about hitting the agenda. You guys, I honest to God did not know. I'm like hearing myself and I'm like, what is this? Why are you so animated about this show?
I really like that scene. I liked that the friend got upset, but what I liked even more is that he pulled him away to talk to him, but he like explained why what he did was wrong. Instead of just saying you can't do that and like leave him like a lot of the other ones where they express a disconsent but then they don't explain
Yes.
why. But like the fact that he's like, I understand that you want me to try new things, and that's fine, but sometimes I just want my own thing. Which is true, because like sometimes you just want the food you want.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm like, you'd be willing to try new things other times. Like if you guys go out and try a new place, you're willing to try a new thing. But sometimes you just want what you want.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I just loved that conversation. I loved that and everyone was like, some people, not everyone, I always say that. Some people were like in the bedroom scene, they were like, oh, you gave him time, but then you kept pushing. And I was like, was he pushing in that scene? I don't think he was pushing. I think he was testing,
Yeah.
which I mean, I
I
do not
mean,
blame the man.
yeah, I don't really blame him. I did feel like the shirt off thing was
Okay, that was
maybe a little pushing a little bit, especially when at the very end he could have put it back on and still cuddled him. Like that could. Am I complaining that he didn't put his shirt back on? No, but am I saying that it could be considered pushing? Yes.
I'm laughing at all the wiggles in that scene and how
The
I
hand
don't know if Dunk was acting really well in that scene or if that was just Dunk in that scene. I can't tell. But his like oh
My kids are having some meltdowns.
okay. How would you like to proceed?
I think I need to go.
Okay. How long we've been over an hour, so I think maybe we can close it out.
You sure?
Beverly, maybe?
I
Does
mean,
it
we can
feel
all
kind of
close out
sudden?
now.
Yeah.
Does it feel sudden to just be like, June Dunk?
June dunking. I think that's a great way to end it with lots of June dunking. And then you guys can join us next week and we'll keep going.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just had a moment where I was like, who?
The people that watch us and listen to us.
Yay.
I was like, who?
I think we did pretty good. We knocked a whole almost hour out. So you wanted an hour, so we'll
So we'll
have
probably
I,
hit
the irony
29
right now that I was like, maybe we should shoot for this. And then today it was like, ping. That never happens.
it never
I don't
happened.
do that, guys.
You were
I'm
actually
like,
very well behaved today. I'm in shock.
I am.
It was
Well,
a
that's because
very
she has crayons and she's been playing with them the whole
you
time.
were so yeah, I noticed it worked so well. Oh, it's cute.
I only had 3 colors to work
You made
with.
it super cute though. I
So,
think
apparently, if I have crayons, I do really well.
we did good. Wait, I'm telling
I'm
us.
proud of us.
Would
Yeah.
someone make some BL coloring pages? Well, never mind, because I know some of you would do things with BL coloring pages.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No, never mind.
You like women, remember? You don't want to color men.
No, immediately I was like, no.
Immediately know it.
Immediately I was like, I know
Oh,
exactly what's
goodness,
going to happen with this, and I don't want that.
ladies coloring books for you, Janet.
Oh. Look at me. Seriously, yeah.
I snorted. And on that note, all right.
All right. You want to close
Yeah.
it out, Shannon?
How?
I don't know.
Thank you, no, what?
Thanks, guys. We were doing so well.
I almost said thanks for having us, but this is our thing.
Yeah.
Leaving us on your phones and your computers.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, random listener.
Hey, you.
Thank you.
It's been real. All right.